Hello, this is Johnny Cycles with CyclesGaming.com, bringing you another edition of Keeping Modern Janky. We have everything we need, just more lands. That's what it was in our last game. We did not draw the lands, so we'll see what happens. We have, at least we can get this Delighted Halfling out on turn 1. We're playing, what, Death Shadow maybe? Another commercial district. Yeah, I'm wondering if these are not, it's not where I want to be, these commercial districts. The fact that we're basically a combo deck looking to combo off by turn 4 at the earliest, 5 or 6. These tap lands really slow us down. They're great when you're looking for your combo pieces, but when you're drawing them like this, next turn if these were Stomping Grounds, we could go a Halfling Oath and Nissa Footfall Crater. And then on top of that, the Delighted Halfling doesn't tap for anything except for Legendary. They're going to bolt it anyway. So we could use it to cast the Oath of Nissa and get this down, the Delighted Halfling down and play a tap lane, but it slows us down on the Footfall Crater. It says Jund Death Shadow. It's been a minute. Although Jund is making a comeback. I don't know if it's ever fully gone away. People love Jund. Either looking for lands or just trying to get to that Death Shadow part. Oh, okay. So, man, this feels like old school Jund right here. When you cast a spell, if it was kicked, each player loses half their life rounded up. Its power and toughness are each equal to 20 minus the highest life total among players. There's our Blood Moon. Yeah, this is... I didn't do any practice matches with this deck because I've played the Lukka archetype enough that I felt comfortable with it. But I wish I had, because I did add these lands to the deck, and I think I would have realized pretty quickly that I should have taken them out. That's really hard to put in the graveyard when we're slow right now. We'll put it on top. Next turn we can play another commercial district. Oath of Nissa Footfall Crater, because I'm assuming this Delighted Halfling is going to die. Yeah. Too slow for Blood Moon at this point. Had we been on the play, we might have been fast enough. Alright, there's our Ragavan. We could dash it in. I have a feeling they're just going to kill it. So we're going to play Oath of Nissa. Just trying to decide. There's no way this Ragavan's living. So, do we want to see what we have on top? Now we're seeing the benefit of these. We do need another land to get down our Lukka. We already made our land drop, so I think this turn we're going to cast Footfall Crater on the forest. Pass the turn. Next turn we can play both Ragavan and Blood Moon if we want. Try to slow down what our opponent's up to. Now they have a basic swamp, they're going to get a basic forest. Looks like they're just in the let's kill whatever our opponent plays mode. See if they'll crack the fetch, probably for a forest. Possibly for another black source if they have something like a Shieldred in their hand. And we misplayed. Should have played the Wooded Foothills and gone and got another forest probably, but at this point it's not a big misplay. We don't need any. One forest is enough for us. We don't have a handful of mana dorks anymore. Oh, they went and got a bait. Alright, well I guess because they already have their basic swamp. and they want to lower their life total. So they'll be able to fatal push whatever, or lightning bolt whatever. Fatal push number 2. Sure, 3 removal spells. John plays a lot of them. And they haven't committed any other threats to the board, so they're drawing something, and it's not land. It is land. Here comes our Thoughtseize to take our Lukka right on time. And that one basic swamp is going to get there. Fable. Alright, well, Fable's a good card. They're down to 1 card, so can we stay alive long enough to stick a Lukka? Are they out of removal? The game's not over. The problem with this Shaman token, though, is even if we draw the Lukka and we play it, if we target the Shaman token, we're more than likely to get a 1-drop out of it, since it costs 0. Still at one land or 1 card. What's their last card? Can they cast it? Is it a lightning bolt? Is it a Fable of their own? Are they realizing they don't have the mana? It's a Dismember. Alright, well, so opponent has had 1 threat, and in the meantime had a lightning bolt, 2 fatal pushes, a Thoughtseize, and a Dismember. So what do we really want to draw here? At least we get a chance to redraw if it's not something good. We don't really have a way to stop this. So we'll discard our forest that we drew, because we draw a mountain. Oh, Magic Gods. Sometimes, I mean, we had what we wanted. Our opponent just had all the interaction to stop it. So we could bring in that or to protect our hand. We could bring in the Veil of Summers. I think we're going to go to the Pillage. Leyline. Or take out the Fable. Opponent's going to definitely be playing around Blood Moon now. The question is, do we want to keep them in and just try to pillage their basics? Go down to Ragavan. Another Ragavan. And we'll go down 1 Blood Moon. Okay, we'll see if this works. So far, if we can't beat John, right, then what are we doing over here? Our opponent had such a sweet hand. Oh, that tap land is driving me insane. This is a turn 2 Blood Moon. These commercial districts, though. I play 2 of them. So this goes from a turn 2 Blood Moon to a turn 2 Hierarch into Footfall Crater into a turn 3 perhaps Blood Moon. Oh, these commercial districts. We're going to try it. I'm going to get this Surveil and hopefully see a forest. Anyway, our opponent had a very low threat. At least it's in the graveyard. Our opponent last game had all that removal and just the 1 threat, and that 1 threat was enough to close out the game. But when you play, we don't play a lot of interaction, and they played a threat and backed it up with removal after removal. There's our swamp. Here comes a Thoughtseize. What are they going to take? The Hierarch. Keep us from this beautiful, beautiful Blood Moon. I mean, at this point, they don't care about, unless this is literally their only basic, and they have another Thoughtseize. They may take the Blood Moons. If I was them, I would probably take the Hierarch to keep us off from, definitely off, unless we draw a land, a Blood Moon next on turn 3. And they took a Blood Moon, so they probably have another. Oh my gosh. Man, deck, you are really humming. Really humming. So that's the first time we've actually drawn the Emrakul without a, and couldn't come at a worse time. So our draws were Leyline into Emrakul. Excuse me. Sometimes I do think that the luck is against us, but on the other hand, and there comes the other Thoughtseize. Maybe we'll take the Emrakul. On the other hand, we've had our combo pieces at certain times, and there's the Fatal Push. Opponent with it all again. We've had the combo pieces, and we've just not been able to draw well enough. There's the Pillage, right on time. So what do we want to see here? A land, probably. Halfling we need for our combo, but it will just die. We want to make another land drop. Maybe we'll get lucky and our opponent will miss lands because they've had so many answers, and they'll just have a handful of removal like bolts and pushes, and then we can get rid of this swamp. There's another land. Why would we get lucky? Luck is not something we're familiar with here at cyclesgaming.com. Tarmogoyf, casual 5/6. Cancel that. I mean, Pillage is great when it's backed up with a Blood Moon. I mean, we need lands and creatures, and we really want that Bitter Union. Is this going to be another handful of removal and interaction and just one threat? Looks like it. John doing John things against our deck that is combo and needs its pieces to function. And they've hit it all there. We brought in the ley lines for a reason. It would have been really good. I guess we should have mulliganed that hand because of the commercial district. It would have been really good against our opponent's hand. Blood Moon and Pillage would have been good, but you know, there goes the Pillage. It's hard not to get a little bit salty in situations like this, where you know, the one threat in our opponent's hand is backed up by nothing but removal. I mean, we're playing dead. We have to get rid of this Emrakul before we can even combo off. So we have, I assume our opponent's last card will be a Bolt or a Fatal Push. They don't even care though. Just a swing for 10, put us on a dead clock next turn. A lot of interaction, lots of ways of answering what we're doing. In this game, they have it, you know, both lots of interaction and lots of threats. So 3 hand disruption spells and a Fatal Push and a Lightning Bolt, and 2 Tarmogoyfs and the Scourge of the Skyclaves. And there's our mountain, and we'll scoop it up. So yeah, that was pretty painful. John making a comeback maybe, or just looking really good against a combo deck that didn't draw particularly well. Their removal lines up really well with what we're doing. Their instant speed removal lines up with what we're doing. They have the hand disruption. They have the cheap threats where we don't have a lot of removal ourselves. So John is, I think, really well positioned against the kind of what we're looking to do. We also got horribly unlucky per usual this league so far with our draws. That commercial district's looking worse and worse and probably should get cut. We drew the Emrakul. We put the ley line in the graveyard, drew the Emrakul. Yeah, I mean, just brutal. Everything about that game was brutal. But maybe we'll get them next time, right? For cyclesgaming.com, this is Johnny Cycles. I'll catch you on the next one. This has been another edition of Keeping Modern Janky with Johnny Cycles. Thanks for watching. Be sure to check out my website, cyclesgaming.com, for original Magic the Gathering content. You can read about my Commander decks or my Janky Modern brews. My latest article is about the Zombie Precon and its effect on Commander. I give you a couple different deck lists. If you're interested in a science fiction / fantasy novel, be sure to check out my book, The Podcon. I'm publishing it serially, a couple chapters every month. Again, thanks for watching. Check me out on YouTube, Johnny Cycles. Click that subscribe button. I'd really appreciate it, and I'll catch you on the next one.